How to study when you don't feel like studying. Well, I'm a student myself and I've been there. I know what I have to do, but I just don't feel like doing it. So here I am sharing my tip on how I deal with this problem. And no worry, I believe that we all been there. We just have to create a routine. We just have to know what we have to do when we have this kind of feeling. Well, actually, I have my note here with me because I think it's a problem that we all have sometime as a student. So let's dive in. The first one is knowing why this kind of feeling happens. Why you don't want to do what you have to do. Well, different people have different issues, and the reason that I don't want to do what I have to do is because I enjoy watching movie. I know I have to study, but I don't because the movie is too good, and some that why would be games and probably other excuses. You know your problem. And the other thing that I found in my why is that I would think that studying is very hard. It's not funny and it's not as comfortable as watching a movie.
ចឹងឥឡូវនេះគឺខ្ញុំសូមណែនាំតាក់ទងទៅនឹងវគ្គបរិញ្ញាបត្រភាសាអង់គ្លេសរបស់ខ្ញុំបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគឺខ្ញុំមានបើកវគ្គបរិញ្ញាបត្រភាសាអង់គ្លេសតាមអនឡាញដែលខ្ញុំមានផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយការស្ដាប់ថ្នាក់វិជ្ជាករថ្នាក់ភាសាអង់គ្លេសកម្រិតទូទៅដែលយើងមានតាំងពីកម្រិតសម្រាប់បងឬក៏បងប្អូនដែលអត់ទាន់ចេះអីសោះកម្រិតដំបូងនិយាយទៅគឺគ្រប់កម្រិតតែម្ដងមួយវិញទៀតយើងក៏មានថ្នាក់ពិសេសបានន័យថាថ្នាក់គ្រូមួយសិស្សមួយផងដែរចំពោះការសិក្សានៅក្នុងថ្នាក់វិញគឺយើងនឹងរៀនតាមរយៈ Google Meet មួយវិញទៀតដែរបើបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាចុះឈ្មោះចូលរៀនវគ្គផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយការស្ដាប់ហ្នឹងគឺយើងនឹងផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយសុទ្ធតែម្ដងនិយាយទៅ30នាទីដំបូងយើងនឹងមានការសន្ទនាជាមួយគ្រូជាមួយនឹងសិស្សានុសិស្សគ្នាឯងនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់មួយហ្នឹងមួយវិញទៀត30នាទីក្រោយគឺបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងរៀនមេរៀនការសន្ទនាសុទ្ធតែម្ដងហើយចំពោះថ្នាក់វិជ្ជាករវិញគឺយើងនឹងរៀនពីវិជ្ជាករទាំងការទាំង12ក៏ដូចជា conjunction និយាយទៅគឺគ្រប់វិជ្ជាករទាំងអស់បន្ទាប់មកយើងក៏មានការអនុវត្តជាក់ស្ដែងដែរហើយក៏មាន homework ដូចគ្នាអញ្ចឹងបន្ទាប់ពីបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាធ្វើ homework ហើយគឺបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចតម្លាក់នៅក្នុង group ដោយដែលបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាបានឃើញនៅក្នុង Telegram នេះដូចគ្នានិយាយទៅទៅនឹងថ្នាក់ភាសាអង់គ្លេសកម្រិតទូទៅឧទាហរណ៍មួយដូចជាថ្នាក់មូលដ្ឋានគ្រឹះអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់ហ្នឹងបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នារៀនទាំងវិជ្ជាកររៀនទាំងការសន្ទនាដែរប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់ថាកម្រិតមូលដ្ឋានគ្រឹះអញ្ចឹងវាកម្រិតទីតិចផងដែរអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺយើងមាន homework យើងមានការសន្ទនាអីទូទៅដូចថ្នាក់ធម្មតាចឹងដែរប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់ថាយើងរៀនប្រើតាមសម័យទំនើបគឺសម័យ technology ផងដែរបើនិយាយទៅទៅនឹងតម្លៃក្នុងការសិក្សាវិញគឺត្រឹមតែ$10ទេក្នុងមួយខែសម្រាប់50នាក់ដំបូងចំពោះតម្លៃធម្មតាគឺ$20ក្នុងមួយខែមួយវិញទៀតសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ពិសេសដែលជាថ្នាក់មួយដែលយើងផ្ដោតទាំងទៅលើ4ផ្នែកទៅលើភាសាអង់គ្លេសហ្មងទាំង listening speaking writing ហើយនិង reading ហ្នឹងតែដើម្បីឲ្យបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាចូលរៀនថ្នាក់ពិសេសនេះបានគឺតម្រូវឲ្យបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាត្រូវធ្វើ test សិនដើម្បីឲ្យយើងរៀបចំមេរៀនទៅតាមកម្រិតភាសាអង់គ្លេសរបស់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយចំពោះតម្លៃសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ពិសេសមួយនេះគឺតម្លៃត្រឹមតែ$200ក្នុងមួយខែតែប៉ុណ្ណោះចឹងសម្រាប់ព័ត៌មានបន្ថែមទាក់ទងទៅនឹងការរៀនភាសាអង់គ្លេសតាមអនឡាញនេះបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចទំនាក់ទំនងតាមលេខទូរស័ព្ទមួយនេះឬក៏ Telegram ខ្ញុំដោយផ្ទាល់ក៏បានដែរ
And then I found a quote that really helpful to me, and I think it would be helpful to you guys as well. It said that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. So we think that studying is very hard. It's gonna take us a long time and it's gonna be boring. But in reality, it is not that hard and it is not that boring. We just have to sit down, study for 1 hour, take a break for 15 minutes, and we just have to complete our assignment, and that's it. But our imagination makes it seem so hard and so boring. It is something like this. The hard level in imagination is like 10, but in reality it's like 2 or 3. Our brain make it seem so boring. Why? Because at that time the movies was everything. Movie is too good. That's why the other task seems so difficult in our brains. Now you know the reason, because we make studying seem so hard and so difficult than in reality. Because we suffer more in imagination than in reality. So sometimes do not believe in your imagination, believe in reality. And the other time it would be something like this. I would do something else not to feel guilty about not doing what I have to do. I would think that reading a book is productive, but it is not. I know that I have to complete my task first before I read a book, so it would be productive. But I think that completing my task is very difficult and reading a book is easier. That's why, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Moving on to the second point is what studying would look like if it were fun. Well, I got this point from my favorite YouTuber, and it does not only apply to studying but also in work and in anything that we do as well. What would your task look like if it were fun? So back to studying, what would studying look like if it were fun? Well, I did note down my point on this, and the thing that make my studying look fun will be having a very tiny desk, nice environment. If our desk is a bit messy, so is our mind, and having a very good music around. I got everything I need for my studying, water, snake, everything on the table. Or I have study with me video on my desk to keep me motivated. And studying can be fun if I do it with my friends in a cafe or in a library. So on this second point, you have to answer this question by yourself. What would your task look like, or what would your studying look like if it were fun? You need to create your own environment and your own study places. So let's move on to the third one. After we know what our fun studying will be like, we need a to-do list. We have to know what subject, which how to study first, and which one to do later. So I study my favorite subject first, and after that the hardest one. But sometimes I done it just like Brian Tracy read it in a book that called It That Frog. He told us to eat the ugliest frog first, and the ugliest frog here refer to the most important task, the hardest one, and the difficult one, so that remaining tasks will be easy for us. So I tried this both technique out and it worked fine for me. So I would recommend you to try it out first and see which one is better. The fourth one is to break our task down into small tasks. Sometimes we thought that our task is very, very hard and it's gonna take us a long time to do it. When we think it like that, we feel lazy to do it because it's hard. Sometimes we as human, we do not like hard stuff. So just the idea of it is enough for make us feel lazy. But actually, when we break it down to small tasks, it's kind of easy and probably just take us around 1 or 2 hours to complete it, not 2 weeks as the time given. We just had to break it down. First, we had to research about the topic, then discuss it with our friends. After that, summarize it, then it did it and finalize it. So we just had to sit down and do it right away, but break it down first so that we know that it's not as hard as we imagine it is. Sometimes it's hard. I know it. I know that sometimes it's hard, but not as hard as we imagine it is. Moving on to the last point is to give yourself a reward. After you're done with your task, after you complete it, after you achieve it, give yourself a reward. So doing this is gonna make you feel good. It's gonna make you want to do something or want to achieve something again in order to get a reward. And for me, my reward is to reply back to my friend messages, or else I cannot even see it. Or sometimes watch a movie, because I really, really want to talk to my friend because we are talking about a trip and sometimes we are talking about a meeting. So for me to reply back to them, I have to do what I have to do first. And for you, your rewards can be going shopping, go to the gym, watch a movie, play a game. It can be anything that you want to do. But in order for you to get a reward, you have to complete your task first. And that's it, guys, for my video today. It's just me sharing my tip on how I deal with this kinds of feeling. If you think that it's good, just apply it. But if you think that it won't help, just throw it away. So yeah, that's it for today. Take action, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.